Hey everyone, welcome back. Happy Monday and happy December. Today's episode is going to mark the start of a series I'm going to run on how to make swing changes. Every episode is going to walk you through another step of the progression that I use to make changes to my golf swing. The first thing that I do is decide whether or not I need to make a change to my swing. Swing changes can be a little more tedious and a little more time consuming than you think, so anything that I can do to clean things up without making a change to the way I move the club, I try. Typically, that looks like auditing my fundamentals. It's not sexy, it's a little cliche, but checking your grip, posture, alignment, and ball position goes a long way. There are a ton of great resources out there. Athletic Motion Golf, Me and My Golf, a bunch of big YouTube accounts out there that'll walk you through some really good setup fundamentals that you can check out. As always, you can go to the local PGA professionals, always a great resource. There's nothing better than face-to-face, hands-on instruction. But we want to check all of those areas. They're the easiest things to tweak because nothing's moving yet. The club's still, the body's still. So it's much easier to make changes there. The other place it's easy to make changes is in our club selection, in our target selection, because these occur before we even grip the club. You can be hitting good shots with good fundamentals, but because you picked the wrong club or the wrong target, you may be seeing results that you still don't like. I'm going to run through a deeper dive on how I pick targets and how I choose clubs in a different episode, but it's an important area to look at, just like the fundamentals. You could be doing everything right, and just because you picked the wrong target, you may be hitting it in bad spots still that are ruining your scores. So the first step to making a swing change really is just determining whether or not we need to make one. If we've gone through all of our fundamentals and our club selection and target selection process and all of that looks pretty clean, then it's time to start taking some video of our swings and looking for outliers, looking for things that don't quite look right. That's why it's important to film your swing when you're playing well too. Everyone films their swing when they're hitting it poorly. Film it when you're hitting it well too. You'll thank yourself a million times over later, because the best player comp, the best swing comp you can make is to yourself when you were playing well and swinging it well. So film good swings, keep them in a little library on your phone or on a laptop, wherever, so that you can go back and reference them and compare what you're currently doing that you don't like to what you were doing at a point when you were playing well. Makes it a lot easier to notice differences, to notice outliers, and to figure out where we need to make changes. Because we're not going to have to change everything, we're just going to have to change one or two things typically, if we do have to make a mechanical change. So audit your grip, audit your posture, audit your alignment and your ball position. Make sure you're picking good clubs, make sure you're picking good targets, and then film your swing. If all of those still look good, film your swing, look for outliers, and wherever you see the fault or the inefficiency that you're not liking, make sure you look a few frames earlier in the sequence, because the fault that you're seeing, the grossness in your golf swing that you're seeing, isn't usually the cause, it's the symptom. It's just a reaction to something that you did earlier in the sequence. So that really steep over-the-top action or whatever it is just a signal to you to look earlier in the sequence of your swing, a position or two earlier sometimes. And that's where the real problem is going to be, and that's where the tweak will have to be made. One final note, when you are filming your swing, the best way to film your swing down the line is by putting the camera at hand height, looking straight down the toe line. Too far in towards the body and everything starts to look steep and over the top. Too far out towards the ball, everything starts to look a little too shallow and a little too inside. They're just sort of distortions made by the camera based on its location. The commonly accepted view is down the toe line at hand height. That's what gives you the best picture of what's really going on with your body and the club. When you're filming it face on, film it again, kind of hand, waist height, and have the camera square to the center of your body, and have it far enough away from your body that you can see the club head throughout the entire frame, because you want to be able to see what the club face is doing as well as the body. So those are a couple quick little filming tips also. That's a wrap for today. Again, next episode, we'll start to dig into the progression of actually making the swing change, but the first step is just deciding and figuring out that we actually need to make one. So thanks for listening. We'll talk soon.